flag is out as Corbin Miller is currently our leader after after lap one.
Sorry. Okay.
There you go.
There we go. Yep.
Corbin Miller is currently our leader after lap number 2 as he is now checked out as he comes down the backstretch with Colin Tracy in second, followed by Ron Day in third, Geneva Sheffield in fourth, and Josh Kirkland in fifth. This one seemed to be working?
Yep.
Okay. Corbin Miller is still a leader after 3 laps as he is now checked out as he goes down the backstretch, entering turn 3 and turn 4. Colin Tracy holding on strong to that second position as he gets a little sideways coming into turn 4 with Ron Day hard in his tail in the third position. 2 laps to go as Corbin Miller has still checked out as Ron Day is looking to the inside of Colin Tracy trying to grab that second position as Ron goes down low coming into turn 4, but Colin still holding on strong in that second position as he goes high down the front stretch. Ron Day still knocking on his back door. As he looks to the inside of Colin Tracy as they come down the backstretch, and Corbin Miller is your first heat winner of the night. As there is a side-by-side battle coming out of turn 4 with Ron Day grabbing the second position, followed by Colin Tracy third, Geneva Sheffield fourth, Tyson Slinger fifth, Josh Kirkland in sixth, and Randy Massey in seventh. Starting on the pole of heat number 2 is a 51 of Tyler Markell, followed by the 60 of Curtis Day. Row 2 is the 410 of Mike Best, followed by the 25 of Mike McGonigal. Row 3 is the 87 of Jan Ranson, followed by the 16 of Sam Henderson. And row 4 is a 71 of Quincy Roberts. That is Jan Ranson.
Yeah, Racine.
Green flag is out as Markell and Day leads to the green flag with Day jumping out into the early lead as they come into turn 1, and it's 3 wide. Coming into turn 1 as Mike Best gets bumped around a little bit, but shows no harm as he comes flying down the backstretch, and they try and go 3 wide again coming into turn 3 as Mike Best gets stuck in the middle again, getting bumped up the track a little bit as they come out of turn 4. Jan Racine gets into Mike McGonigal as they come down the front stretch going into turn 1, but we are still under green. Curtis Day is our leader after 1 lap as he comes into turn 4. Gets a little too sideways, and here comes Tyler Markell looking to the outside as they come down the front stretch, just missing the wall. Tyler Markell has now grabbed that first position as Curtis Day hits a little bump coming down the inside. As Tyler gets past him. And here comes Quincy Roberts coming down the backstretch as he flies coming into turn 3. Now grabbing the third position, looking for the second position from Curtis Day, and grabs it as they come down the front stretch. He is now in the second position. Tyler Markell still a leader after 3 laps, and here comes Quincy Roberts gaining major ground on him as he looks to the inside and gets him. And Tyler gets him back as they come into turn 3. Quincy Roberts still not giving up in that second position as they come down the front stretch. Him still looking for the lead. As Tyler Markell still drives past him coming out of turn 2. Here comes Quincy Roberts again looking for the charge as they come into turn 3, but Tyler Markell does not let him pass as they come out of turn 4. 1 lap to go as Tyler Markell is our leader with Quincy Roberts in close second and Mike McGonigal in third. Quincy Roberts still looking to the inside as Tyler Markell as he gets him as they come down the backstretch, but Tyler fights back and gets him as they come into turn 3. Now entering turn 4, and it will be Tyler Markell as our winner for heat number 2, followed by Quincy Roberts, Mike McGonigal, Jan Racine, Mike Best, Curtis Day, and Samantha Henderson.
Modifieds on the Speedway for their first of 3 heat events on the night. Timmy O'Brien wasting no time, jumping out to the early race lead as he ducks down low, drifts the car up to the top shelf, and Andy Lloyd trying to follow him in the 31. Whitaker, Gill, Joe Banks, and John Mulder in that order. But right now, it is Timmy O'Brien well out in front of the field. 3 car lengths of separation between himself and Andy Lloyd as they make their way into corners 3 and 4. Look at Lee Gill on the bottom side of the Speedway. That Napa Auto Parts machine working well down on the bottom in corner number 4. Switches to the top shelf in turn number 1. Drives away from Luke Whitaker in the Rust Check 38 Special from Iroquois. Down into turns 3 and 4. A couple of Kingston natives going at it for the top spot. Timmy O'Brien in desperate need of a good run here tonight. Struggled mightily all season long. Had a top 5 run last week in that 88 machine, finishing in the 4th spot. I would love to do a little bit better here tonight as he works his way up off of turn number 4 with Andy Lloyd, and now Lee Gill starting to come into the mix as well. Halfway home, 4 laps are complete. 4 more to go in this 8-lap heat event. First of 3 on the night for the 358 Modifieds. And Timmy O'Brien looking strong the early going. Andy Lloyd looks like he might have a faster race car. Dips down low, can't get by O'Brien. Once again, he'll settle in behind. 3 to go. And Gill trying to make something happen on the inside part of the Speedway, especially through corners 1 and 2. Dialed in on the bottom off of turn number 4. And right now, Timmy O'Brien working the top groove off of turn 4. 2 to go. Andy Lloyd still right there with him in the 2nd spot. The Wiley Electric Corker Construction car number 31X motors down the backstretch with a couple of car lengths on Lee Gill. And Gill still trying to figure out the fast way around at both ends of the Speedway. Off the turn, white flag is in the air. O'Brien still in command. Andy Lloyd, Lee Gill, the 38 of Luke Whitaker. Joe Banks completes the top 5. John Mulder completes the rest of the field. Checkered flag set to come out, and Timmy O'Brien will grab heat number 1 for the Modifieds. Andy Lloyd comes home in 2nd, Gill the 3rd, Whitaker 4th, Joe Banks, and John Mulder in that order of 3 tonight. Iron Horse Transportation and Napa Auto Parts car number 9 of Jason Riddell from Cardinal, the 61 of Brian Rogers from Kingston. The RW Electric car number 19 of Luke Stewart, also from Kingston. The Osprey Stables Stover Bus Lines 25 of Bobby Harrington from Elginburg. Another Kingston native, the Gypsum Logistics Integra Shocks Pat's Radiator car number 6 of Pat O'Brien. And rounding it out from Joyceville, the Riverside Bar and Grill, 15 AEW double duty tonight, April Wilson. She completes the field, the 2nd of 3 heat events for the Modifieds. They kick it up a notch off of turn 4. Green is back out. And a 1 and 2 to go. Riddell, like a rocket ship, off of turn number 2, grabs the lead. Brian Rogers settles into 2nd. Look at the battle for 4th already. 5-time Pat O'Brien trying to get by the 19 of Stewart as he goes low, grabs the position away. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, a great battle, and Bobby Harrington off the Speedway in corner number 2. He's going to move it to a snail's pace over there in turn 2 and will not get it going. Caution flag on the Speedway for the first time at lap number 2. We're talking briefly about the Hall of Fame. Of course, Bob McCready being the first inductee. We have 2 more drivers and 2 more patrons of the sport to get to. And we'll be bringing those along to you. Pretty impressive list, for sure. Green flag flies, and a great battle once again into turns 1 and 2. They make contact. Rogers and Riddell get into one another, and Pat O'Brien's going to go from 4th to the lead in turn number 3. And caution flag will come back out again. Ryan will fire from the inside groove. He has lane choice. Up off the turn. Green flag back out. Brian Rogers gets a great run off the outside. And O'Brien settles it down on the bottom. Brian Rogers sees some bite on the outside. Goes by the veteran for the lead. Into turns 3 and 4 they go. Pat O'Brien is going to stick with his low line coming up off the turn. But Rogers, look out. Jason Riddell out of the ballpark again and parks it down and towards the swamp area down there. Green flag is out. We are underway. And Brian Rogers continues this. Look out. Riddell gets some airtime. in turn number 1, avoids the wall. And we're going to go back under yellow. Flag being displayed. We're going back under green. 5 laps are complete in this one. It's been a wild heat race so far. Jason Riddell, he is headed back pit side, obviously handling issues with that machine right now. So see what happens come feature time. We're back underway. Green is in the air. And Rogers has definitely found something on the outside part of the speedway. He rockets away from O'Brien by 3 car lengths as O'Brien chases him down in the 2nd spot. Bobby Harrington still 3rd with Luke Stewart. April Wilson having a solid run, running in the 5th spot. 2 laps left to go. And Rogers still backing it in on the top shelf. He showed the way for most of the drivers. You've seen everybody starting to venture up there. And O'Brien's going to elect to go to the bottom. He may have a little bit better look coming up off the turn. White flag is in the air. Can Rogers hang on? We'll have to find out. One more lap around, and Rogers in command with O'Brien, Harrington, Stewart, and Wilson in that order. Checkered flag will be out this time by Patty, giving it one last shot into turn 4. Not going to happen to O'Brien. Rogers will get the victory. 2nd will go to O'Brien. 3rd to Harrington. 4th to Stewart. April Wilson collects the 5th spot. 315 modifying heat event on the speedway. Roger Levesque in the 24 with the 115 of Stefan LaFrance. Star 70 of Ryan Arbuthnot. 66 Kyle Dingwall. 73 Dave Austin. And 4-time feature winner Danny O'Brien in the 17D. Green flag back out. 3rd and final heat event for the modifieds. And LaFrance out into the early race lead. Levesque in 2nd, not for long. Here comes Dingwall with the big move down low to pick up the number 2 position. Danny O'Brien from the back of the field. He rockets to 3rd. Lap 1 up on the scoreboard right now. LaFrance gets really tight going down into turn number 1. And Kyle Dingwall, right now it appears the bottom side of the speedway is definitely the place to be as he is making it work. He is making up some serious ground on LaFrance coming up off the turn. And Danny O'Brien just about going off the speedway in turn 4, brings it back on. As right now we got a great 3-car battle for the lead. Here comes Danny O'Brien up to the 2 spot. Going down into turn number 3. Dingwall has to give up the spot as he works it up off the turn. Your new runner-up is Danny O'Brien. Dingwall still in 3rd, followed by Levesque and Ryan Arbuthnot, your top 5. Then it's Dave Austin completing the field in 6th. Meanwhile, down the back straightaway they go. LaFrance still settles into the lead. Danny O'Brien way up, almost loses it off of turn number 3. Brings it back on, and he's been around here enough times that he can do that and get away with it. And right now, Stefan LaFrance, if he had mirrors, he would see that that 17 is getting bigger and bigger right now. And he drives it deep into corner number 3, slides it to the top side of corner number 4 with 2 laps left to go. And Levesque does a 360 right in front of Ryan Arbuthnot and brings it to a stop in turn number 4, and that will bring the yellow flag out. So we'll see if LaFrance can hold off Danny O'Brien. 2 laps left to go. Green is back out. And right now, LaFrance pulls away by 2 car lengths. Danny O'Brien right there with him. Boy, I tell you, he is getting a great drive going down into the turn. Coming off LaFrance, it's just a little bit better. White flag is out. Steph works it up to the top side. Danny follows right, and his tire track slipped up a little bit off of turn 2, and that could cost him. But he's going to do it once again. He drives it deep on the bottom side of the speedway off of turn 4. LaFrance is going to get the win. 2nd will go to O'Brien, Kyle Dingwall, Ryan Arbuthnot, Dave Austin, and Roger Levesque. Luck of the draw.
Out of Dorval, Quebec, the ESP Auto Auction 73. Lined up to his outside, the winner of this race last year, out of Burford, Ontario. Also winner 4 weeks ago on the Patriot Sprint Tour. Driving Miles Hills 7X, Jamie Collard. Number 2 on the inside, out of Trois-Rivières, Quebec, in the 55, is Patrick Vigneault. And the outside of the 55 is the 5 of Keith Dempster, 5K it'll be scored as, out of Alton, Ontario, the Oshwegan Speedway Renway ride. The 98 of Paul McConan out of Brockville starts in spot number 5. Lined up to his outside, runner up here. Last year, the 24K of Devin Carone. The 01 of Kyle Frazier out of White Lake, Ontario. The Valley Sales and Equipment entry. 7 cars, 8 laps. Again, the key probably for everybody to get into the top 2. And for Kyle Frazier, he could get up to about 4th and still be good. They have to start within the box. In the box, they're there and we're green. Who's going to be the first to go flying over the banking? Not Jamie Collard.
No way.
Collard down to the inside and parks it down there where Danny O'Brien was. Bovair's down there as well. First Patriot start for him. We said, should he be allowed to start on the pole? Now the modified champion showing his stuff, and Dempster wins the unfortunate lottery. Goes over the bank and back to 7th.
But he's going to make it back out.
Or at least into the eye of the beholder for caution. And there's that yellow. Keith Dempster over the bank in turn number 1 and 2 comes to a stop once they stall out the engines of the sprint cars. Of course, they're going to need the assistance of a push truck or big hefty four-wheeler like the Patriot official and Paul Kirkland have. In position number 3. And right now, only the top 2 would be in a pretty good redraw spot. Nothing really shaking out yet as we're underway. Well, battle on the speedway for position number 5. Kyle Frazier goes up to the top. Keith Dempster trying to claw his way back through. Devin Carone started in 6th. He's up to 4th. So one more position, row 3, spot 3, would land Carone in the top 8 redraw. But he's got a real in-venue to do that.
I was going to say, it looks like a tall order right now.
Passing points are going to be at a premium. That's without question.
Sure.
And a lot of experienced drivers working around the speedway. But Bovair, another one of those that might get that surprise heat race win. We saw Paul Picone win a heat race here before. Frazier won here one in 2010. Norman Boudreau was a heat race winner here before. Yes. We've seen different guys go to victory lane in heat races here at Brockville. And right now, the ESP is making me think with 2 to go, he's going to get this win.
Pretty much.
But Collard not going to give it up. And for Collard, he is not locked into the redraw yet. So he needs to fight just a little bit harder. If the other heat races get mixed up, he's going to be the first one on the bubble on the way out. White flag is out for Bovair.
He's not giving up, though. He's right there with him.
And I was told that means, what in French, Bovair means green. Jake knows it. He'll tell me later. But anyways, he's going to pick up the win from the pole. Collard in 2nd. Out of Brantford, Ontario.
Yep.
Now you'll see him clean out right here one last time. Just make sure nothing's in the motor. And they're giving that instruction over the one-way radio. Clean it out. This is their opportunity to do that instead of when the field is getting pushed off. Final row is the 3 of Dale Gosselin. And you may remember Gosselin leading for quite a while in a race 2 years ago in the feature here. He's out of Boat Park, Quebec. And it is outside the 28 FM of Steve Poirier. Interesting stat about Poirier here at Brockville.
Oh, yes.
12 starts here. He's either won a heat or a feature 11 times. It's something like that. Very impressive.
Very
28 FM.
impressive,
It's going to be a tall task tonight, though, to win this heat. They have to start in the box. It's dictated by the pole sitter, the 51, and we're underway.
Oh.
And quickly, some jumble through the pack. You see the 10 cars come together. Mitch Brown gets shuffled out of the deck. And it'll be Laudasaur out in front of Jones. The Ontario drivers with the top 3 spots.
And I'll tell you,
tough sledding right now.
Yeah, very tough sledding right now. You basically got to get out in front and just hold your line all the way around right now.
But Perrott makes a critical pass. Started in 5th, that's row 3. Gets into spot 3 around the outside of Tyler Rand. So that would earn him enough points to put him in a pretty good redraw position. Chris Jones goes for the race lead. Boy, Jones has really been on a tear the last month.
Yeah, he's really picked up the pace. Little different motor package under the hood for him here this year as well.
And he's ready to do the Danny O'Brien dive bomb down on the bottom. But Laudasaur running right through the middle, and while that's going on, here comes Mikel Perrott, who's been on an absolute tear. Ladouceur gets out of shape, and here comes Perrant. 3 cars scramble it up into turn number 3. Down to the bottom goes Ladouceur. Upstairs goes Jonesy. And Perrant continues to pound the throttle on the outside. Perrant now into second. Out of a redraw spot, Ladouceur. He needs to get that position back. Poirier still runs in 6th. That will not make the redraw. Jonesy, a little slower that time through turn 1 and 2, but hangs on to the advantage. And boy, that car really leans over on the left. Dale Gosselin goes over the bank in turn number 2. We stay green and we're on the white flag lap. Final time around. Again, the top 2 right now would make the redraw. Mitch Brown's also in pretty good shape. Steve Poirier, 8th up to 5th. That's not good enough for the redraw. Nope. The checkered flag is to fall. Chris Jones gets it, but Perrant was coming. And Perrant will make the redraw as well.
I'll tell you what, persistence definitely paid off there.
The W of April Wilson. She was supposed to be in Heat 1 since she was running the modified, and since she was starting in the back, we put her in Heat 3. 8 cars, 8 laps. Drivers locked into the redraw right now with the top 2 from each heat. Same story here. Finish in the top 2, you're in the redraw. Guys like Barney, they can go 7th to 4th, or Zimbardi or Wickham 6th to 3rd. They'll be in the redraw.
Right.
A wild start. Gerard will lead them in through. Ricky goes over the berm just enough. And Jared Zimbardi 5th to 3rd. Jason Barney 7th to 5th. Those are the types of moves that get you in the redraw with the passing points.
That's impressive right there to take advantage of a mistake like that early on. You don't get too many opportunities.
All right, interesting development right now. Etienne Gerard leads over the 5 of Justin Barger. Barger's arch nemesis is the driver in front of him. You know why? Because he could never get around him. You know why he can't get around him right now? Because Gerard's running away from everybody.
Exactly.
Had a good run at Rolling Wheels a few weeks ago. Starting to put his sprint car wheels underneath him. Former, what's those things? Tobias Slingshot, no,
yeah.
Speedster.
Speedster car,
Former
yeah.
Speedster driver. Right now, 3rd is the Juice, Jared Zimbardi. He has to hold on to that spot to make the redraw, because the 75 of Tommy Wickham is looking to take that position away. Whoever finishes 3rd here is going to make the redraw, whether it be Zimbardi, Wickham, or the 87 of Jason Barney. Ricky Wilson goes over the bank and will stand on the throttle, at least for now.
He's still going. He's going to keep right on going here, so no caution. We're still under green.
We're looking to have our 3rd different driver win their first heat race ever here at Brockville. A very different night. Well, Gerard leads, and you got 3 drivers in the top 5 of Patriot, America, and Canadian points,
right,
running 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And only 2 of them are going to make the redraw.
Very strong top 3 right there, Rich, as the white flag comes out. Hard to pick a winner right now.
Unbelievable the way things have broken out. That redraw going to be so critical later on.
For sure.
Gerard through 3 and 4. Will score the checkered flag and the heat race win. He's in the redraw. So too Barger and Zimbardi. Wickham will not get in the redraw based on a tiebreaker.
Wow. So as you mentioned, that redraw very important. And also coming up a little later on after our street stock heat events, the dash. That's always an interesting one as well.
His first heat win. And is Gerard's first ever heat?
And I believe that's the first ever heat race win for Etienne Gerard. So we had 2 drivers win their first ever sprint car heat
events,
race.
First of 3 on the night. The 08 of Kevin Bennett along with Sheldon Hoogworth, King Edward Auto Parts 27, the TV Koji Co 00 of Ryan Poole, along with the 32 of Doug O'Blennis. The Gananoque Auto Service Unique Towing and Recovery 84 of John Mills, along with the Speedy Automotive 52 of Jessica Power, and the ESP Zero Hero, Shane Pecor, 5 times the winner this year. Current points leader here at the Boss. We're underway. 8 laps is the distance. Sheldon Hoogworth found into the early race lead. Field heads down the back straightaway. Of course, this track has changed dramatically from when the modifieds were out here. The sprint cars laying down a whole lot of rubber out here. And right now, the 27 of Hoogworth. Field working it up into corners 3 and 4. Sheldon Hogworth keeping the car pretty straight up off the turn, and with the track like it is, that's kind of the way you have to drive this track. You have to keep the car very straight. Right now, Ryan Poole's keeping it straight up off the bottom, and he slides up to the inside of Kevin Bennett, picking up the number 2 position. John Mills, Jessica Power, they're trying to battle from 4th and 5th. Up off the turn, it's still Hogworth in command. And right now, Shane Pecor not able to make any moves forward. 5 times a winner this year here at Brockville, and now he starts to make his way forward, getting by Doug O'Blennis, but he's got a long road ahead of him to get on up to the front of the field. Off the turn, Hogworth making it look very easy here as the field heads down the back straightaway in a whole lot of hurry with Hogworth in command, followed by the 00 of Poole, the 08 of Bennett, still working strong on the outside part of the speedway. Kevin Bennett's actually had a couple of good runs here in the last couple of weeks. He's getting that car up underneath him, looking very strong off the outside. Pulls by John Mills to pick up the 3rd spot. So Mills and Kevin Bennett going at it. You see Jessica Power, she's kind of stuck back there in the 5th spot. Doesn't really know which lane to pick as the outside lane starts to move, then the bottom lane starts to move, and it's just a question of who's going to go farther forward right now with 2 laps left to go. Nobody is catching Sheldon Hogworth right now. He has gone away, checked out to almost a straightaway advantage over Ryan Poole, the 08 of Bennett. He's going to try to go the long way around to get by Poole for the 2 spot up off the turn. White flag is out. John Mills relegated to 4th. Jessica Power holds down the number 5 position. Shane Pecor starting to make his way back up into the 6th spot with Doug O'Blennis completing the rest of your field. Checkered flag is out, and Sheldon Hogworth picks up the victory. 2nd will go to Poole. 3rd to Kevin Bennett. John Mills, Jessica Power, Shane Pecor, and Pew in the 180, along with the 81 of Bruce Makinson, make up row number 1. And the man who made his 358 modified debut last week, the 7, the Polite Sand and Gravel machine of Kenny Polite. The Riedel Rain and Gutter 43 of Curtis Lee makes up the outside of row number 2. Payload Transportation number 80 of Steve Barber from Gananoque, along with the Splash Well Drilling 44 of Jonathan Ferguson. Glad to have Jonathan back. We'll tell you his freak accident that he had down in the pit area in just a moment. Green flag is back out. We missed John here the last couple of weeks. And Brian Kopp making an appearance with us here tonight in the 11X machine. That is your field. We're 3 wide almost here for position number 3. And Aaron Pugh picks up the lead. Look at Steve Barber. He started 5th. And now he makes his way up into the 2nd spot. He's looking for the lead. Coming into turn number 2, he is right there with Aaron Pugh coming down the back straightaway. The 81 of Makinson, followed by Kenny Polite in the 7. And Kenny starting to work the bottom side of the speedway. Makinson a little bit too high. Just avoids the wall down here in front. Straightens the car back out. We're still under green as the field heads down the back straightaway in a whole lot of hurry. Aaron Pugh out in front. Steve Barber right there in his tire tracks. Talked with Steve earlier this week, and he really wants to get to victory lane. Spent a long time back in his rookie division days when he won the track championship. Was the last time he was in victory lane back in 2010, and he has not won in a Sportsman car since he'd moved up to this class. Aaron Pugh working the outside groove. He's trying to get to victory lane for the first time in the regular Sportsman class. He's won 3 rookie events. And down the back straightaway, Steve Barber's not going to make it easy on him. Into turn number 3, they go side by side for the top spot. And Barber with the advantage, and Pugh comes back on him on the outside. 5 laps are complete, 3 more to go. 3 remain. Aaron Pugh looking strong on the outside. Steve Barber equally as good on the bottom. They have not touched a wheel yet all race long. Aaron Pugh working the outside. Steve Barber right there with him down in front. They almost touch coming down the front stretch. 2 laps left to go. Aaron looking really strong. The rookie from Kingston ran in the go-karts here last year, picking up 2 victories. Picked up 3 rookie Sportsman wins this year. Oh, and he skates a little too high. Here comes Barber, and Aaron Pugh pounds the wall on the front stretch. And he's going to keep right on going, but there could be some severe right rear damage to that car. Meanwhile, Steve Barber way out in front, about half straightaway advantage for the man out again in Gananoque, Ontario. The Payload Transportation number 80 goes to victory lane in heat number 2. Second will be Aaron Pugh in the 180. Curtis Lee comes home in the number 3 position with Kenny Polite. Jonathan Ferguson brings it up to a top 5 finish along with Brian Kopp and Bruce Makinson. Number 3 ready to roll on out. Dana Akins from Wellesley Island, New York in the Glencool Construction car number 8A with Jason Shipclark in the 20. The Brockville Tractor Trailer Maintenance King Edward Auto Parts, car number 66 of Tabitha Murphy, along with the 32 of Jason Cummings. Back in the familiar, Ogilvy's Auto and Fleet, Napa Auto Parts, 83. Brockville Bullet, Dylan Evoy, along with two-time and defending track champion, the 63 of Chris Hervison, and Steve Savoy, regular Granby and Drummond, in the number 10 machine. That is your starting lineup. Heat number 3 on the speedway, ready to go green. We are off and running. And into turns 1 and 2 they go down the back straightaway. Dana Aikens in command as they motor down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Jason Shipclark not giving up on the outside part of the speedway. He's trying to go the long way around. Him and Aikens make contact off the turn. And right now, Dylan Evoy, strong drive. He is down on the bottom. And trying to get by Jason Cummings for the number 3 spot. Tabitha Murphy works by Chris Herbison to pick up 5th. Murphy on the charge here in the 66 machine, and she works her way up off the turn. And Evoy slides by Jason Cummings to pick up the 3rd spot. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, Dana Aikens just up there doing his thing, trying to get away from Jason Shipclark, but he's had no such luck so far. Shipclark on the outside part of the speedway gets a great run coming down the front stretch. He'll be wheel to wheel as they hit the flag stand. Dead heat at the line. Shipclark may have had him by about a bumper going down into turn number 1. Shipclark on the outside part of the speedway. Aikens still running in the 2 spot, followed by Evoy, Herbison, and Cummings. They're your top 5. And Tabitha Murphy and Steve Savoy round out the rest of your field.
I know what
And here we go, 3 wide coming off the turn. This never turns out good. Although Jason Shipclark thought it turned out really well for him. He has got the lead, but here comes Dylan Evoy. Ran the 1X number all season long, switched to this 83, and the car looks a lot better. Going down into turn 3, he has got that thing hooked up to the bottom side of the speedway, and off the turn, Evoy leads it by a half car length going down into corner number 1, and Evoy slides up, or at least tries to. Jason Cummings not giving up on the outside. Here comes Herbison into the mix as well. He rides in the 3rd spot. Off the turn, white flag is in the air, and Evoy has got 2 car lengths on Shipclark. Jason put up quite a battle for the number 1 spot as Chris Herbison. He has found something on the top side of the speedway through turn 2. Drives by Dana Aikens to pick up that spot, but off the turn, Dylan Evoy back in his familiar number and back into victory lane. Second will be Shipclark, Herbison, Dana Aikens, Jason Cummings, the 66 of Tabitha Murphy, and Steve Savoy round out the rest. Who wants a George Tackaberry hat? Yell really, really loud. Rick is down there in front. He is right by the VP Racing Fuels sign. He has got some George Tackaberry hats flying in the air. We got some down in turn number 4. They're all over the place here. I'd like to thank George Tackaberry and his fine crew for being on hand with us here tonight. Jasmine David in the Warrior Racing number 4, along with the 53 of Josh Powers, Jeremy Coulter, Jamie Young, Chris Backer, and Tristan Draper make up your field in the Rookie Sportsman Heat event. First and only heat tonight for the Rookie Sportsman. Green flag is out, and that Cated Construction car number 53 out in front early on. And Jasmine spins right in front of Chris Backer, takes Jamie Young and Jeremy Coulter with him. Young's going to spin way out of the ballpark. He is over into the abandoned ball diamond over there. Money, all the proceeds will go to the good folks at Chio. He's raised over $1,500 the last several seasons he has done this, so great job by Derek and his crew. Green flag is out. Josh Powers gets a nudge from Tristan Draper. No harm, no foul. Everybody stays in the same spot. We're still underway. And Powers still with the lead. Here comes Draper back at him in turn number 3. Off of 4, it's still Powers with the advantage. Draper trying to get by him going down into turn 1. No such luck that time. The 3 of Backer followed by Coulter and Jasmine David in that order. Top 5 motor into turns 3 and 4. Draper is right there up off the turn halfway home. 3 in and 3 more to go. As Powers still working about the middle of the racetrack. Draper, 2 wins on the season in this rookie sportsman class, holds down the 2 spot, followed by Bacher, Coulter, and the 4 of Jasmine David in that order. And a great battle going on for the lead as they motor off a turn number 4. White flag, or excuse me, 2 laps left to go. And Draper and Powers still really going at it for the number 1 spot as they head down the backstretch. Draper, as I mentioned, 2 wins this year. Would like to get that 3rd win. And right now, Josh Powers looking to hold on to the top spot. White flag is in the air. This rookie class has been really good here this year in 2013, and right now Josh Powers trying to hold off the very fast Tristan Draper for the win. Draper drives it deep down on the bottom. Good battle going on for the win in the rookie sportsman heat event off the turn. Josh Powers by a car length over Draper, Chris Bacher, Jeremy Coulter, and Jasmine David in that
heat
order.
Number 1 in the 88 is Selena Simser, followed by the 17D of Derek Eaton. Row 2 is the 55 of Travis Andrews, followed by the 22A of Alex Gagnon. Row 3 is the 57K of Kevin Fairley Jr., followed by the 27A of Ryan Brown.
I got a happy birthday wish going out to our current points leader in the junior restricted division on the karting night on Wednesday night. Happy 14th birthday on Sunday to Madison Mulder. He's picked up 2 wins this year. He's well ahead of what Father John has done this year. I'm just kidding.
So is Brendan Moore.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. Brendan Moore is way out ahead of what Adam's done this year, too. So.
Green flag is out as Simser and Eaton lead us to the green flag as it goes neck and neck as they come into turn 1. Derek Eaton grabs the lead as Alex Gagnon looks to the inside and flies into the lead as they come down the backstretch going into turn 1. Derek Eaton still knocking on the back door of Alex as Alex gets a little sideways coming out of turn 4 as they come down the front stretch. Kevin Fairley Jr. battles for Selena Simser as they come into turn 1 for the 3rd position and grabs it as he looks to Derek Eaton to the inside, hoping to grab the 2nd position. Alex Gagnon is now makes a bigger lead from Derek Eaton as he comes down the front stretch with Derek Eaton following behind in the 2nd position, and Kevin Fairley Jr. looking to knock on the back door of Derek Eaton as they come down the backstretch. Kevin Fairley Jr. looks to the inside as he gets a little sideways coming into turn 4, giving a little tap as they come down the backstretch. 3 to go as Alex Gagnon is still our leader. Kevin Fairley still knocking on the back door of Derek Eaton as Travis Andrews is now slowed as he comes down the backstretch. Still going, so we still remain under green. Kevin Fairley Jr. trying again to look to the inside of Derek Eaton as they come down the front stretch, but Derek still following close behind in that 2nd position, right behind Alex Gagnon. As Alex still charges out in front in the 1st position as he gets a little sideways coming into turn 4, coming down the front stretch. 1 lap to go as Alex is still our leader, followed by Derek Eaton and Kevin Fairley Jr. Kevin Fairley gets a little bit of a bump as he comes into turn 2. And Derek Eaton gets a little bit of a charge for one last time as he comes into turn 3, looking to grab that 1st position from Alex, but it will be Alex grabbing heat number 1, followed by Derek Eaton, Kevin Fairley Jr., Selena Simser, Travis Andrews, and Ryan Brown.
Hey, birthday boy is in heat number 2 here. Mal, see John Gifford lined up to the outside of row number 2.
He's looking pretty strong.
Yes, he is.
Starting on the pole of heat number 2 in the 21 is Danny Mocky Bob, followed by the 22K of Steve Carney. Row 2 is the B2 of Brock Collin, followed by the 66 of John Gifford. And row 3 is the 7M of Perry Como.
Every time you go, shakes your hand. Oh, bless you.
Green flag is out as Carney and Gifford lead us to the green flag, with Carney jumping into the early lead as they come into turn 1. John Gifford following close behind as he passes Danny Mocky-Bob coming out of turn 2 to grab that 2nd position, but Danny Mocky-Bob is following close behind in the 3rd position, and Perry Como flies off the track over in turn 4, but is still moving and still comes back onto the track, so we still remain under green. A battle for the third position between Danny Mockey-Bob and Brock Collin. As Brock Collin gets a little sideways, and John Gifford looks to the inside of Steve Carney as Brock Collin tried to make it 3 wide as they came into turn 4. John Gifford still battling high for the first position as Perry Como does a complete 360 over in turn 4 and still remains going to be still in the green. A good battle for the lead as Steve Carney gets a little sideways coming out of turn 4. John Gifford has now grabbed the lead with Brock Collin knocking on the back door of Steve Carney. As Steve Carney has now grabbed the lead back as they come out of turn 2. Brock Collin has now jumped in the second position and is battling hard with John Gifford as they come into turn 4. Steve Carney gets a little sideways again as they come out of turn 4. John Gifford now up into the second position. 2 laps to go as Steve Carney is still a leader with Brock Collin in second, John Gifford third, Danny Mockey-Bob fourth, and Perry Como in fifth. Brock Collin still looking to the inside of Steve Carney. Steve Carney gets a little sideways coming too high out of turn 4 as they are neck and neck coming into turn 1. Steve Carney has now gained the lead back as they come into turn 2. And John Gifford looking to the outside of Brock Collin to grab that second position. But Brock Collin still presses through and does not let him go. Now coming into lap traffic is Steve Carney is now your winner of heat number 2, followed by John Gifford, Brock Collin, Danny Mockey-Bob, and Perry
Patriot
Como.
Sprint Tour dashes, we usually see them qualifying through the heat races, having to go through the redraw. That's never a problem for them.
Exactly, and this is also going to, and this is where you watch the purpose of the dash. Follow it throughout the night. Because here's Poirier, without this dash, would start 11th and not have extra track time. If he wins this heat, he starts the feature in 9th. So he picked up 2 spots without having to waste a 25-lap feature, which,
there you go.
Hey, every lap is going to be critical.
Absolutely.
We haven't talked about it at length, but our starting box in turn number 4 is a 60-foot window for the blue number 10 of Mitch Brown to decide where exactly do I start this race. Once he fires, racing is on. We're underway. And he didn't waste any time.
Not at all.
Jumps into the race lead. Wickham is there. And the top line right now prevailing for Patrick Vigneault as he rockets back into a battle with Steve Poirier. And around the outside he goes, but Poirier drives back underneath. So it's Brown, Wickham, and a good battle for the 11th starting position between Poirier and Vigneault. Kind of teammate drivers. They share some things. Both foundation people.
Wow, Vigneault is very brave on the top side. Oh boy.
He's a wheelman. Now coming around right now to the white flag, and Tommy Wickham trying to steal this one. Keith Dempster barely able to get by Lee Ladisor, and there goes Vigneault over the bank. That's going to cost him 2 starting spots in the main. Through 3 and 4 for the final time. Wickham's going to put it up there, but Mitch Brown's got what it takes on the bottom. Gets the win.
First patron of the sport goes to the great George Tackaberry. George, thank you very much for your support here at the Speedway and for your support here tonight. Tackaberry's a fixture here at the Speedway, especially on the sprint car nights. Almost 500 votes were casted on the internet for the 5 people that'll be going in. As I mentioned, we'll introduce the 5th and final.
Talking about it, about the last month of sprint car competition's been great for you. You've been always very strong here. You got to have a good feeling for tonight.
Yes, I just hope we've got a good draw here, and if we start from the front, that will help us. But the car is really good, and the last month's been really good, so I hope the draw will be all right.
What's been the difference over the last month?
We didn't change much. I mean, it's just keep doing what we've been doing and be consistent, and it bring us to good results.
Now, each driver is going to have a representative, and you pulled starting spot number 4 tonight. So that could be worse, could be better. Starting spot number 4 tonight for Perrant, going for his first win here at Brockville. Chris Jones was second in passing points, and Chris, some statistics, your first ever heat win here at Brockville in a sprint car.
Yeah, we've got some new help this year, and it's really turned the program around, and the setups are working, and the car's really comfortable underneath me.
3 top 2s this year. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it feels good to come to the racetrack and be able to run top 5s, and then come here tonight and run like we did in the qualifier with these guys is a good feeling.
A track you have a lot of experience at, starting spot number 6 tonight, right behind Mike Perrant. So a few mid-pack redraw positions. And next to draw is for...
Good job, buddy. Brody's the man.
Brody is your drawer, starting spot number 5, right in the middle of that. Alain Mulveri said, as long as you draw starting spot number 8, you're going to be okay. Second time in a sprint car, you get a heat race win. Tell us about that.
It's so much fun, and I like the track here. Brockville is a great track, and tonight I was lucky on the draw, drawing the first position on the heat race, but it was fun, and it was fast, and it was great, and I love it, and I can't wait for the feature.
Tell me about your experience here at Brockville.
Yeah, we came here a couple of times, in Dream Weekend and then Modified, and we did some pretty nice showing here, and always loved the track here, and my kids came here and raced go-kart, so I always walk the track and look at the lines and the different line. It's a lot of fun. I like this track.
And it paid off. So Alain Mulveri will start in spot number 5, so 4, 5, and 6 are gone. Next to draw is going to be the representative for Etienne Girard. I believe your first ever heat race win. You got some work to do starting 8th, but tell me about the heat race.
It was my first heat race win ever, so really happy about that. The thing seems good, been better for me because it's only my second year. Very happy about my heat race win.
Absolutely. You're going to have to start 8th tonight, but good luck.
Thank you.
Etienne Girard takes spot number 8, so some good starting spots left here. 1, 2, 3, and 7. Justin Barger, guys, the 7. So the defending PST Canada champion, some work to do. But Justin, last year in August, you started 8th, you won it. But I know it's a little different tonight, but still, you got that in your back pocket.
Started 10th. 10th and 1.
Oh, 10th, all right, yeah.
But, track's a little different here tonight, so we'll see what we got here. Hopefully it widens out a little bit and we can get by some guys here.
Now, these are the top 5 drivers from the redraw that you just saw draw from the passing points. So the guys a little bit lower on the passing points are starting 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Where they're going to draw is the question. Jared Zimbardi, a 3-time winner here. You got to be loving this. 2nd here tonight.
Yeah, that's a good spot. We're going to see what we can do. The track's a little slicker than the last time we were here. I don't know if it's going to take rubber or not, but being on the front row is going to help.
No question about it. You're one of these guys from the southern tier of New York, now living in Pennsylvania. You probably had the longest drive to get here tonight.
Yeah, we travel about 6.5 hours to get here, but we really like coming here. So Brockville's such a nice place, and we'll hopefully come out of here with a victory.
The juice, Jared Zimbardi starts in 2nd, so 1st and 3rd is what's left. And these 2 drivers, if I'm not mistaken, in this race last year, 1st and 2nd. So we got some names that were right up near the front last year. Jamie Collard, the winner last year of this event, and a 3-time winner this year, one at Oshwegan, one at South Buxton, one at Brighton, and he is starting spot number 1 tonight. Jamie, you gotta love that.
Yeah, this is awesome. I really like this track, and we're getting around here pretty good. See what we can do. That's a great spot, especially if it rubbers down. It's going to be tough passing.
I mean, you're the Ontario dominator over the last few years. You got a win at South Buxton. What do you got, about 4 or 5 at Oshwegan, 1 at Humberstone, 3 or 4 at Brighton, 1 here. That's pretty good.
Yeah, we're really starting to get onto these tracks up here in Ontario and dominate like the home guys.
He's also going for the PST Canada Championship, and he knows he's got his work cut out for him. That leaves starting spot number 3 for Devin Carone. Devin, your 2nd sprint car start of the year. We've been talking, running a lot of Sportsman shows back home in Cornwall. This has got to be a pretty good chance for you.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a good spot.
Car seemed pretty good in the heats too.
Yeah, it's not bad. A little loose, but we'll try and hopefully get a good setup for the race.
Well, he went from 6th to 4th in his heat. He starts in 3rd tonight. Devin Carone. So, Tim, kind of a mirror image 364 days later.
Because anything can happen, anytime, anywhere.
And usually does. That's why we call it Rookie Mania. That's why we have Mallory Day up here to take you through the lineup for Rookie Mania.
Well, the last 3 weeks for Rookie Mania has been Rookie Mania.
Just put it that way. We went through it twice last week. We'll have to go through it once this week, but it's going to be a good one.
Starting on the pole in the number 8 car is Geneva Sheffield, followed by the 51 of Tyler Markell. Row 2 is the 66 of Corbin Miller, followed by the 77 of Colin Tracy. Row 3 is the 410 of Mike Best, followed by the 29 of Tyson Slinger. Row 4 is the 25 of Mike McGonigal, followed by the 69 of Josh Kirkland. Row 5 is the 8D of Ron Day, followed by the 71 Quincy Roberts. Row 6 is the 87 of Jan Racine and the 8M of Randy Massey. Row 7 is a 60 of Curtis Day, followed by the 88R of Tim Roden. Rounding out the field is the number 16 of Sam Henderson.
Great.
Green flag is out as Sheffield and Markell is to the green flag as Colin Tracy tries to go to the inside of Markell and dips down low, just missing the inside wall, making it 3 wide coming into turn 2. As Markell looks to the outside to try and grab him, they are sandwiching Corbin Miller as he shoots through coming down into turn 3. Geneva Sheffield still our leader after 1 lap, and they are again 3 wide coming down the front stretch with Tyson Slinger just cutting in front of Colin Tracy, working his way up into the 4th position. Corbin Miller is now our leader, jumping in front of Geneva Sheffield. And here comes Tyson Slinger now working his way up to the 3rd position, but Tyler Markell still fighting back over it on the outside coming into turn 4. Corbin Miller still our leader after 2 laps, followed by Geneva Sheffield, Tyson Slinger, Tyler Markell, and Josh Kirkland. Oh, and Jan Racine is taking a bad hit over in turn 2 as he hits the tire and spins. Caution is now out.
So we're ready for green again here, Mel. 3 in.
Green flag is out as Corbin Miller jumps out of the early lead with Quincy Roberts now in the 2nd position. And Tyson Slinger just barely getting by Geneva as he falls into the 3rd position as they go 3 wide now coming into turn 2. As they all push through. And Colin Tracy has now made his way over to the infield, going through a little bit of the puddle. Corbin Miller still our leader after 4 laps, followed by Quincy Roberts, and Colin Tracy has now made his way back out onto the track as they now enter lap traffic with Corbin Miller still our leader. Colin Tracy's car is looking a bit on the rough side as we now have 5 laps under our belt as he just misses the inside wall. Corbin Miller and Quincy Roberts have now checked out from the rest of the field as Quincy Roberts tries to look to the outside of Corbin Miller, but Corbin Miller does not give up a bit as they come out of turn 4 as he looks to the outside, just missing the wall a little bit, giving him a little tap as they come into turn 1. Tyson Slinger still holding on strong to that 3rd position with Ronde in 4th, and Geneva knocking on his back door looking to grab the 4th position as they round out the top 5. Quincy Roberts still knocking on the back door of Corbin Miller as Corbin Miller is still our leader after 7 laps. Corbin not letting up at all, and there's a little bit of smoke coming out of the 16 of Sam Henderson as she comes down the front stretch. As Corbin Miller and Quincy Roberts are checked out, there's still a good battle going on for the lead as Quincy tries all he can to get past Corbin Miller, but Corbin does not let up. We are now halfway with Corbin Miller still our leader. Tyson Slinger still holding on strong to that 3rd position with Ronde in 4th and Geneva Sheffield in 5th. Josh Kirkland trying to look to get past Geneva as Geneva is running strong in the 5th position. Quincy Roberts still looking to get past Corbin Miller, but Corbin Miller not letting up as Quincy is now knocking on his back door. Going single file as they come down the backstretch, and he looks to the outside of Corbin Miller, but Corbin Miller pushes through as they come into as they just past turn 3, coming into turn 4 as Quincy Roberts tries to go to the inside, but Corbin Miller just gets him at the start-finish line, and as we have 5 more laps to go. And Tyler Markell has now slid off the track over in turn 3 and has now come to a stop.
But he held on. We got 5 to go here. Green is out.
Corbin Miller and Quincy Roberts lead the field with the green flag as Corbin Miller looked to the outside of, or as Quincy Roberts looked to the outside of Corbin Miller, but Corbin Miller did not let up. Quincy Roberts now looking to the inside of Corbin Miller as they come into turn 3, but Corbin Miller still holding on strong into that first position as Quincy Roberts now looks to the inside as they come down the front stretch. 4 laps to go with Corbin Miller and Quincy Roberts still running 1-2 as they have now, as their lead has now grown a little bit from Tyson Singer, who is now in the 3rd position, followed by Ron Day and Geneva Sheffield rounding out the top 5, as there is a little bit of smoke coming from Geneva's left rear as she comes down the front stretch. Quincy Roberts still looking to gain on that first position as he looks to the outside, but Corbin Miller still presses on as he comes into turn 4. As they come down the front stretch with 2 to go, and Corbin Miller is still our leader, followed by Quincy Roberts, Tyson Singer, Ron Day, and Geneva Sheffield. Quincy Roberts still not letting up as he's still fighting hard over in that 2nd position, still looking to the inside of Corbin Miller as the white flag is out and the white flag is out for Corbin Miller and Quincy Roberts as they still battle as they come into turn 2. Quincy Roberts still not letting up. And Samantha Henderson is now spun over in turn 4, but still keeps going as he just misses Colin Tracy. Corbin Miller is now your winner for the feature, followed by Quincy Roberts, Tyson Singer, Ron Day, Geneva Sheffield.
Wow. That was close. So we're set to go modified racing right now. Andy Lloyd and Timmy O'Brien up on the front row. Andy in the 31, Timmy in the 88, both from Kingston. Another Kingston native, Brian Rogers, in the 61 alongside row number 2. Stefan LaFrance on the outside of that second row in the 115. Joe Banks, the 75J, along with the Penny Blake Remax 19 of Luke Stewart. R70 of Ryan Arberthont with the 38 of Luke Whitaker. 25, Bobby Harrington from Elginburg with the 73 of Dave Austin. 6 of Pat O'Brien from Kingston, along with the 66 of Kyle Dingwall from Brockville. 17D, the Pocket Rocket, 3 straight wins for Danny O'Brien, the 17D, along with the 7 of Lee Gill. 15 AW of Vapor Wilson, 12 of John Mulder. Jason Riddell, the 9, Roger Levesque, the 24. Turn your attention to the flag stand. The man who will be throwing the green flag, none other than a veteran of 42 years in racing, the great stock car, Steve Bilo. Let's give him a big round of applause to send them on their way. 358 modifieds, ready to go under green for 30 laps of action. We're off and running. The green flag flew, Steve Bilo's hat stayed on, and Timmy O'Brien stayed in the lead as they head down the back straightaway into turn 3 for the first time. Look at Andy Lloyd and Stefan LaFrance going at it. LaFrance down low, he picks off the 2 spot, and we've got Dave Austin way off the speedway in corner number 4, but he's going to bring it back on. We're going to stay under green as they head down the back straightaway in a whole lot of hurry. Timmy O'Brien with a full head of steam into turn number 3. Off of corner number 4, he brings it off the turn with a healthy lead on LaFrance, about a couple of car lengths. Battle for the 3rd spot as the 61 of Rogers gets to the inside of Andy Lloyd as they motor down the back straightaway in a whole lot of hurry. A battle going on for the 3rd spot. Meanwhile, Timmy O'Brien still holding off LaFrance as they motor off of turn number 4. O'Brien needs a good run here tonight. So it's been struggling all season long with that 88 machine. Motor problems and just plain bad luck have hampered that team all season long, and right now they're looking at a good spot to get a good finish, possibly a win as they come up off the turn. O'Brien in command, followed by LaFrance, Rogers, Andy Lloyd, and Whitaker. Good battle going on at the back of the field here with Kyle Dingwall, Ryan Arberthont as they go at it for positions 8 and 9. Lee Gill and Danny O'Brien both mired in traffic. We've got a battle for the top spot up off the turn. Timmy O'Brien, Stefan LaFrance side by side into turn number 1. LaFrance down low, Timmy O'Brien up on the high side, and give the spot to Timmy O'Brien for the time being. But here comes LaFrance, looking for a little redemption after last week's problem with the tire. He's got the lead coming down the front straightaway. LaFrance, the new leader at lap number 6. The 115, the Trick Race Parts ride, heads down the backstretch. He's got about 2 car lengths on Timmy O'Brien as Brian Rogers settles into the 3rd spot, followed by Whitaker and Andy Lloyd running in the number 5 position in the 31. LaFrance still leads the parade. He's opening up that lead big time now. 4 car lengths to separation as they head down into turns 3 and 4. 61 of Rogers now closes in on the back bumper of the 88 of O'Brien as he looks to go to the second spot. Meanwhile, looking at the back of the field, see Dingwall starting to move forward as well. Lee Gill, Pat O'Brien starting to come up towards the top 10 as they battle side by side down the backstretch. Bobby Harrington got out of shape as well, running in the number 10 position, and he slides into the clutches of Pat O'Brien here. As Field starting to space out. Lap number 9 is up on the board, and Stefan LaFrance making it look very easy in the early going. He's got that car hooked up very well, driving right around the top side of the speedway off of turn number 4. Huge lead for LaFrance. About a straightaway the advantage. Timmy O'Brien still working the bottom side of the speedway, and Kyle Dingwall has really made a charge up through the field. Currently working on Luke Stewart for the number 6 position. Kyle started way back in the number 12 spot and has worked his way forward. Close to the top 5 now with Andy Lloyd just in front of him, running in the 5th spot. As LaFrance continues his assault on the rest of the field, still a straightaway advantage. Battle goes on for the 2 spot. Here comes Brian Rogers up to challenge Timmy O'Brien as we work in lap number 12 this time by. It's still LaFrance in command, followed by O'Brien, Rogers, and Luke Whitaker in that 4th spot. Battle going on for the 5th position. Down the backstretch, your defending track champion, Kyle Dingwall, starting to move forward. He tries to get alongside of Andy Lloyd this time. Couldn't quite do it. Lloyd powers away on the top side to hold down the number 5 position, but the way Kyle Dingwall has been running, he may not have it for too much longer. And Joe Banks tried to make a 3-wide move that didn't quite work out. Still runs in the number 8 spot. Luke Stewart, Bobby Harrington still battling for 6th and 7th. Lee Gill, Pat O'Brien, they start to move forward as well. Danny O'Brien still running in the number 10 position. Here comes Brian Rogers up to the outside part of the speedway, side by side into turn number 3, and Rogers skates around the outside of O'Brien to pick up second for a moment. Here comes Timmy back low, and he'll regain the number 2 spot as they go into turn number 1. There's definitely something through the middle there because Brian Rogers just found it and is drawing away from Timmy O'Brien into turn number 3 right now. But as they come to the exit of turn number 4, O'Brien's able to get alongside of him here, but Rogers pulls away down into turn number 1. So I'll give the second spot to Brian Rogers, and they're going at it heavily from about 7th on back. Bobby Harrington, Luke Stewart have been side by side for the last 3 laps, and Joe Banks sitting behind them trying to find a way around. Pat O'Brien, Lee Gill, and now Timmy O'Brien 3 wide up off the turn. Pat O'Brien wisely backs out, allows those drivers to sort themselves out. In the meantime, he'll try to make a 3 wide up off the turn. Makes it work, gets by Joe Banks, brings Danny O'Brien along with him as he gets by Lee Gill. Great battle going on there for those spots. Meanwhile, Stefan LaFrance is just checked out. He has gone away from everybody. Over a full straightaway lead. Still the battle goes on for the 2 spot as the 88 of O'Brien still working on Brian Rogers to get that position back as they motor up off the turn. Here comes Kyle Dingwall. Once again, he started in the 12th position and has made his way forward up to challenge good friend Luke Whitaker for the number 4 spot as we head down in the final stretch here. 10 laps to go, and we got Jason Riddell off the speedway in corner number 2. He brings it to a stop. And this is not what Stefan LaFrance wanted to see, especially with a lot of good cars starting to head forward. Yellow flag is out. This will restack the field here. Around for Stefan LaFrance. Brian Rogers right there with him, though. And Brian has won many, many times in a street stock car. Has not won in a modified car, I don't believe. If he has one, it's been a long time since he's been back to victory lane. We'll see what happens here with 10 to go. Timmy O'Brien, Luke Whitaker, and Kyle Dingwall complete your top 5. We're back underway. Green is out. Down at 1 and 2 they go. LaFrance with a full head of steam down the backstretch. He leads them into turn number 3. Still 3 car lengths of separation. And here it comes Bobby Harrington, and now Pat O'Brien gets into the mix as well. Patty running the outside. He gets by Bobby Harrington to pick up 6 as Danny O'Brien and Lee Gill starting to charge 4 in the late going. Danny, of course, on a hot streak, winning the last 3 races in a row. Up off the turn, though. Joe Banks almost, well, he tried to save it, and he spins the 75 off of turn number 3. Got hung up over the bank, just getting into the 3rd turn, and almost saved it, but the caution flag waves at lap 22. 8 laps left to go. And big break for some of these other drivers towards about the 9th or 10th spot. course, we documented the last. So we got 8 laps left to go. Can Stefan LaFrance hang on, or will somebody come from out of nowhere to win this? We'll find out. Green flag is back out. We're underway again. Once again, great restart for the 115 LaFrance as he heads down the backstretch. 88 over Bryan chasing him. And look at Kyle Dingwall charging up through the field, and Andy Lloyd just about lost it off of turn number 4. Brings it back on as he races side by side with Lee Gill for the 9th position. Gill is up into the top 10 once again. Field heading down into turn number 3. Once again, LaFrance well out in front of this field. Look at Kyle Dingwall charge towards the front. He's alongside of Whitaker again, and they almost touch wheels coming up off the turn. And right now, the lead is all but solidified, but the battle rages on from third on back. Timmy O'Brien doing everything he can to hold the field at bay. Here comes older brother Pat around the top side. He's going to go the long way around Dingwall. And right now, O'Brien really making a charge in the late going of this one. He wants to get to the front of the field, and he wants to have a shot at Stefan LaFrance, but the way Steph has been running, could be out of time up off the turns. Still LaFrance in command, but Pat O'Brien right around the top shelf. Not afraid to go, and he goes over the bank in turn number 1. And he's still rolling over there. We're going to stay under green. He's going to get back up, and he loses several spots and a shot at a great run. Meanwhile, Timmy O'Brien pulls back alongside of Whitaker for the number 3 spot. This is going to bring Kyle Dingwall back into the top 5 as well. He moving to 5th. And Lee Gill has made his way back up into the top 10. A solid 7th place run so far. Coming around this time, be 2 laps left to go. 2 more remain. The man who dominated last week's event, only to see it go away with a broken shock mount, is going to see the white flag this time. White flag in the air for Stefan LaFrance. Looking to put another victory in his back pocket here at the Brockville Speedway. He's got 1 straightaway and 2 more turns left to go. Down the backstretch for the final time. Checkered flag will wave, and ladies and gentlemen, the man out of Castleman has done it again. Stefan LaFrance gets the victory. Second will go to the 61 of Rogers. Luke Whitaker, Timmy O'Brien, and Kyle Dingwall round out your top 5. And we will head trackside to talk with a very happy Stefan LaFrance.
I'll tell you what, this is going to be one happy Victory Lane celebration. Hi, Henry. How you doing? Good to see you, as always. Trick Race Parts machine, and right now, here he comes out of the race car. Let him hear you. That's right. Always a popular win. How about it for the 115, the Little Hammer, Stefan LaFrance. And there is the popular hood dance. I think he created that piece on the front just so we could do that. Perfect stage to do that as well. We saw you at Cornwall at the opener, man. Good to see you back in Victory Lane here at the Boss.
Yeah, you know, I've been fast almost every week here, and it just seems like we break down, we have malfunctions, and it's just the way it goes. And we're happy we're in winner's circle today.
Absolutely, and you had a very fast race car, too. It seemed like once you got out in front, once you cleared Timmy early on, like you were gone.
Yeah, I tried a new setup. I've been working on it. It's like last week there, the same thing. The car was super fast, but we broke a shock mount, and they slowed me down quite a bit, but I was still up front. But then the tire went down. It's like, man, catch a break.
Well, we know you caught a big break tonight, and I know you got a ton of people behind this operation to thank.
Yeah, I want to thank all the sponsors, the local sponsors like City of One and all, and CIC here in Brockville. And I want to thank all the guys like Technomental Post and the Laverne family, and you know, everybody on this car. I probably forget it, Segay and Maccabee, and you know, there's so many people that help me. We're all a bunch of small businesses that help me out, and I know I ask a lot of them and all that stuff, and I really appreciate that they believe in what I do. And it's a home-built car, and people don't realize that you know, I've been doing it for so long. They think, oh, it's a tough deal to beat these engineered against the factory cars. I mean, it's every year the factories come up with new stuff because they have so many cars out there to test. I've got one car, one brain, and that's it. You know what I mean? If I mess up that week, I'm done.
Well, you know, Well, you do a great job at it. Keep it up. Hopefully we'll see you down in front here one more time.
Yes, I would love to. Thanks, everybody.
All right, once again, how about a big round of applause for Stefan LaFrance? He's going to make somebody...
The best part of racing is having someone to root on, for sure. And that's certainly the way to do it. But as you can see, folks, the first of 3 times this season, the Patriot Sprint Tour and Chaos Series are on hand tonight at the Brockville Speedway. And, glad to put on what should be some great racing for 25 laps. But before we do that, from turn 4 to turn 1, everybody needs to stand up. Let's have some fun in terms of the wave lap. The Patriot Sprint Tour and Chaos Challenge on hand tonight. And we want you to wave what you got. Get that hat off the head. Wave them on. Make sure you send these drivers on their way for 25 laps, first of 3 races this season here at the Beast of the East.
I don't know what's causing it. It's happened before. We'll see how it goes down there. Make sure.
As we've stated before, double chalk lines are laid down in turn number 4. It'll be at the discretion of Jamie Collard in that red 7X to dictate exactly where the start of the race will take place. If he fires significantly before that first line, he will restart.
White.
And the white flag is given.
I think it was his wire right there.
It's really tricky. You want to come up and say hi to April?
I guess.
Fall back. You just tell April where to run.
Jamie Collard on the pole, won from that position last year, but the Juice Jared Zimbardi on the outside has won here on a number of different occasions. 3 in all, but very different race services each night. The Patriot Sprint Tour, 9th event of 2013, winged mean and coming to green off of turn number 4. The challenge with Chaos is underway. Green flag is out. Whatever. And Collard wins the drag race at least into turn number 1. A 3-wide battle back for 5th. And look at Devin Carroll with a little bit of contact with Zimbardi. Back for 2nd. As Collard will lead lap number 1, and like last year, Carone into 2nd.
I'll tell you what, McAlpin's starting to move on the top side, Rich. He's right there with Zimbardi, and that's some pretty good company right here in the early going.
And you know what? Some drivers finding some room off the bottom of turn number 2. Really, the place to be fast, and Collard's not using that line right now. Perrant, you're right, into 3rd, but here comes Chris Jones closing in on the Juice.
And he is right there in the number 5 spot. Got to give a call to Lane Bob here. He's having an early run here. Right up to the 6th spot.
Yeah, hanging out in his own little world. Definitely doing the job. Perrant trying it up on the top with Carone. No avail as of yet. And it's still Jamie Collard, but like I said, that's a tenuous position to be in because I think that bottom of turn number 2 might have something.
I think so, but McCall found something at the top. Kyle Frazier around. So 4 laps are complete. And we got to apologize for the static that keeps coming in and out of the mic. We're not exactly sure where that's coming from, but...
Box laid down with the double chalk lines in turn number 4. But there is no passing until the orange cone below the start-finish line. If the driver gets out of line and begins to make a pass or hits the cone, they will be penalized at the nearest caution. So a single file restart. They fire in the box, no passing till the cone. And they all adhere to that. As we said, we were going to watch Poirier get down to the bottom. Doesn't advance any positions, but stays right in a battle. Now goes after Barger, and effectively that's the battle for the points championship right now.
That's a good one between two top stars in this series, and he has gotten by Barger.
And here he goes on Bovair.
Yeah, here we go. A battle of two Quebec stars right now into turn 3.
And off the corner, and we got Dempster around. But we talk about him. It's still Jamie Collard out in front, and he's been pretty flawless. And Mikel Perrant in third has been chomping down on Devin Carome over the last few laps. So still a lot to break out as we get ready to go back to green. They see the first chalk line, and Collard going to wait just a little bit there.
Well, he timed that one perfectly.
Well, Zimbardi, a new driver to go down to the bottom, and he gets the rocket off, but Jones tries the top. Here comes Carone down on the inside, taking a thought at the race lead. It did not work, and Perrant's in the second.
Devin back after him, no, down on the bottom, but no such luck. Perrant's gone away and after Collard.
Yeah, and this is going to be interesting. Perrant's been so fast on slick tracks. He's been finding some bite. Good battle. Oh, we got a hard flip. Dale Gosselin goes over the back. Looks like Rick Wilson also involved. Paul Pekonen.
Wow. A wild flip over there. We've got Mallory Day down there in the infield. She's going to go down and check on the situation down there. Hopefully we'll have a report trackside. You see St. John Ambulance crew hustling over there as well.
Since the drop of the green flag, fourth up to second. We'll see what he's able to do here. A couple drivers clean out one last time, make sure they're able to get a full fire. Last time, Jamie Collard a little slow to get going. Totally his prerogative to do that and wait till the second chalk line.
Yep, and you're allowed that.
And hearing reports that the leader may have a soft left rear.
Oh boy.
He was just notified that over the one-way radio, but let's keep an eye on it as we go back to green. Well, it fires up okay right now. 3 wide back in the pack. It's Barger making the move on Bovair. Poirier trying to crack into the top 5. No issues for Collard as of yet.
Wow, almost 3 wide again. Tommy Wickham tried to take a look down low, but there was nothing down there.
And Bovair is starting to get his sprint car education right now.
Exactly.
Well, no passing inside of the top 6 to this point. Etienne Girard around the outside of Bovair. And you mentioned Tommy Wickham right there as well, rounding up the top 10. Rare to see a dash winner go backwards, but Mitch Brown's fallen back to 11th. Jason Barney has only moved up to the battle for 12.
Still no change in the top 5, though. Still Collard way out in front, then Perrant, Zimbardi, Carone, and Jones right now.
Again, still a half a track to get to the back of the field. Kyle Frazier and Keith Dempster embraced in that battle. This time by, halfway home, 13 down. I believe, yep.
And you were almost spot on with that deal about getting into lap traffic. We're going to see it right here at halfway.
And the nice thing for Collard is he's got a pretty healthy advantage over the rest of the pack. April Wilson down running in his line, and Etienne Girard almost bailed out Collard. And this lap traffic. Here comes Perrant closing in quickly.
This is going to be a good battle for the top spot here.
Boy, it did not take long. Perrant runs all over him. We got cars over the bank. No caution as of yet. Perrant threads the needle through the lap cars. You've got Jamie Collard's teammate, Keith Dempster, right in front of him. Dempster's got no idea of that. The top 2 nose to tail in a turn number 1. And Frazier spins in front of the leaders. They barely get by and the caution's out. Frazier's done for the night.
Hold it back, 7X. Hold it back, 5K up around him.
Wow. That could have been a lot worse than what it turned out to be. Kyle Frazier able to get it down low.
That's 2.
Only 9 laps left to go. Jared Zimbardi has climbed his way to 3rd, and he's been another one checking on the bottom going into turn number 1. The only car out there right now a lap down is the 10.
And the 15 AW.
of Mitch Brown. So take the blue number 10 out of the equation, and you have your running order as we get set for green. Zimbardi checks it down to the inside, but nothing doing as of yet. Barger really sliding it in there for the 6th spot and takes it away from Jonesy. He's got a lot of left give in that car. He might have something too on some late race restarts. Barger's got an absolute ton of speed in that number 5. You know what? The track's getting faster too, the way the rubber's laying down.
And look at Poirier. He goes by Brown.
Wow.
And Barger tried to follow suit, and then the door was shut.
And Brown goes over again, and if he stops, no, he doesn't have a caution to his credit, but he's going to keep going. So not a good night for the Dash winner. Jamie Collard looking to be the first repeat winner on the Tour this year, and here's early lap traffic for him. A driver he is running with for the SOS Championship. And quickly gets around him. Big move right there by Collard. He now has about 2 or 3 laps of no lap traffic, and Perron spins. Perron needs to keep going to save some spots. Oh, he can't do it. Caution's out.
Man.
Wow.
This changes everything now. And a solid run for Girard. So no lap traffic should be an issue, or shouldn't be an issue here with 4 to go.
4 more circuits around. The top 2 that started there run there, but a whole lot else has changed. These drivers getting off the bottom of 2 like Jason Barney, and look at Justin Barger with a huge slide job on Steve Poirier and up into 4th. Barger, I think, is just going to run out of laps.
I think so. He's got the quickest car on the racetrack by far.
I mean, it is wicked fast right now. He might see us on the podium. Tommy Wickham gets a spot from Etienne Girard, and you do not want to run on the cushion right now.
No.
Barger has that car looser than a goose.
But he's driving the wheels off this thing.
And so is Jamie Collard. Remember we heard about a possible left rear flat? That wasn't the case.
I see smoke coming off of the back of Justin Barger's right rear tire right now.
Yeah, he's burning off everything it's got. Through 3 and 4, 2 Julys in a row. Jamie Collard, green and checkered, picks up the win. The top 3 from last year, the top 3 this year. Wow. Good run for Jeff Cook to find a way into the top 10.
And has been on a tear of late. 4th win of the year for Jamie Collard. Jamie, congratulations. 52 weeks later, back in victory lane here. How does it feel?
It feels great. Very similar track to what we had last year at this time, and my car was hooked up. I was just holding off on it a little bit at the start, trying to save the right rear tire because I knew they were going to be wore out.
Save the right rear tire, and then you heard a report that maybe your left rear was going down. What were you thinking?
I didn't actually hear that, so
okay.
maybe that was a good thing.
But the way the car drove, it looked to be very strong. What were your biggest worries throughout the race?
I saw the 25 was coming up through there, and Devin Crone helped me out there under that red and told me that he got him on the bottom, so I hugged the bottom a little more, and I was just worried about that right rear blowing. I knew it was going to be wore out.
And every restart is really where it takes its pounding.
Yeah, we really work strong on these fueling systems on these cars to make them take off really good, and I hope I was getting some good jumps there.
Well, hey, you run this PST Canada Series second last year. You talked to me earlier in the night and said it's going to be tough to win this thing, but this was a big way in doing that.
Oh, yeah, this will help us big time. It'll put us right up at the front, if not up in first.
Absolutely. Who do you have to thank?
I got to thank Miles Hill, my car owner, Glenn Stiers with Schweigen Speedway, Iroquois Hereford Farms, Town Line Variety. These guys are all here to help, and we were short crew tonight, come all the way up here, so I got to thank Earl, my truck driver, Amanda, and my father-in-law Bob.
Here's the starting lineup. Kevin Bennett going away from the pole in the 08, along with Aaron Pugh, the rookie this year in the 180. Dana Aikens in the Glenn Gould Construction car number 8A from Wellesley Island, New York, along with the 27 of Sheldon Hugworth. 20 of Jason Shipclark with a 00 of Ryan Poole, 7 of Kenny Polite, along with a 43 of Curtis Lee. Make up row 4. Row number 5, Jason Cummings, the 32 with the 84 of John Mills from Gananoque. Another Gananoque native, the 80 of Steve Barber with the 83 of Dylan Evoy. 52, Jessica Power. Glad to have this young gentleman back. The 44 of Jonathan Ferguson, back from his arm injury a couple of weeks ago. He is ready to go. Chris Herberson, two-time defending track champion, along with Shane Pecor in the 0. The 11X of Brian Kopp, 66 Tabitha Murphy, 32 Doug O'Blennis, 81 Bruce Mickinson. Brockville, Ontario Speedway pace truck with Mike Massey at the helm. Peels off the speedway into the infield. 25 laps of Sportsman action coming your way. Green is out. We're underway. And a 1 and 2 they go. Aaron Pugh out into the early race lead. Field heads down the back straightaway in a whole lot of hurry. Here comes Sheldon Hugworth through the middle. Kevin Bennett's going to spin it off of corner number 4 rather. And that will bring out the caution early on in this 25-lap event. 1 lap complete. Aaron Pugh is your race leader. Leader Sheldon Hugworth. It's been a long time since he's been in winner's circle here at Brockville. Have to go all the way back to the, I believe, the 2010 season when he last won here. 8A of Dana Aikens, along with the 00 of Ryan Poole. 20 of Jason Shipclark. Curtis Lee having a strong run up to the 6th spot. We are back underway. Green flag is in the air. Down in a 1 and 2 they go. Aaron Pugh gets a great drive and goes to the head of the class. Here comes Ryan Poole. Bid for the 3rd spot. Trying to get to the outside of Dana Aikens, coming into turn number 3 and 4, and does so as he makes his way down the front. Aikens trying to fight back, though, on the bottom. Meanwhile, Curtis Lee starts to go to work in the outside part of the speedway. Curtis rides in the 6th spot, not for long. He goes around the top side of Jason Shipclark. Moves his way up into the top 5 for the first time here tonight. And right now, Shipclark trying to battle back with him on the bottom, but no such luck. The 84 of Mills, followed by Kenny Polite. The 83 of Dylan Evoy, along with the 80 of Steve Barber, and the points leader, Shane Pecor, stuck back in the 11th spot. Shane had struggles in his qualifying heat as well, not able to get to the head of the class, and right now he's got a long way to go to get himself back up to the front of the field. 4 laps complete this time around. Aaron Pugh still showing the way. Man won 3 times in the rookie sportsman class, jumped up into this division just shortly after that, and has been running well ever since, just has not had the breaks like he had early on this year. Right now, looks like things could go his way as they work in lap number 5. And the top 2 pulling away from the rest of the field as Dana Aikens is going to have some company. Curtis Lee, back with us after several seasons off, has made his way back up into the front of the field here. He's moved to 5th and working on Aikens for the 4th spot. Working that outside group coming into turn number 1. Aikens' car looks like the handling's starting to go away just a little bit, as he looks like he's a little bit loose right now on the bottom of the speedway. Meanwhile, Dylan Evoy, Shane Pecor, they're starting to muscle their way towards the front. They're following Kenny Polite up through the field as Polite works the outside of Jason Shipclark, and now Pecor had a look to the inside of Evoy but couldn't quite get the job done. Meanwhile, Aaron Pugh on a tear up off the turn. He leads lap number 8 at the stripe. So meanwhile, Aaron Pugh is going to have company now. And Hugworth within 3 car lengths now as they head down the backstretch. 10 laps are up on the scoreboard. Coming around this time, we'll be close to halfway. 11 up on the board. Aaron Pugh has led every lap so far here in the early going. 11 are complete. Ryan Poole all by himself in the 3rd spot. Then it's a mad scramble from 4th on back. Dana Aikens having the best run of his season with that number 8 machine is Curtis Lee, and now John Mills getting into the mix as well. Mills works the inside of Curtis Lee coming into turn 3 and 4. Lee on the top side. 84 Mills down low. And give the spot to Mills at the flag stand. He gets on by. Curtis Lee gets a little bit of a shot at him going down the backstretch. Here comes Kenny Polite, a big move down to the inside. He picks off the 6th spot. Meanwhile, Dylan Evoy, Shane Pecor, they're working their way up underneath Jason Shipclark. Jessica Powers moved into the mix as well. As we work in lap number 13, we're going to start to enter lap traffic here, and this is where things could shake up. Aaron Pugh with the lead, Sheldon Hoogworth, the veteran, right there behind him in the number 2 position, and they head down the backstretch. Hoogworth reeling him in, coming down the backstretch here. Off the turn, 10 laps left to go, 10 more remain, and Aaron Pugh looking to take home what would be his first ever Sportsman win here. He's done it 3 times in the rookie division, but that'd be nothing compared to what this one would be like as he heads down into turn number 3. Lap traffic right in his tire tracks. Ryan Poole still sitting in 3rd. Dana Eakin still 4th. John Mills rounding out the top 5. A solid season for the man out of Gananoque and the Gananoque Auto Service, a unique towing and recovery number 84 machine. Down into turns 3 and 4 they go. Pugh right there on the low side. He drifts up into Kevin Bennett, and here comes Sheldon Hoogworth. We got problems in turn number 2. The 20 of Ship Clark, Steve Savoy, and Brian Kopkin into one another. Aaron Pugh goes off the speedway just to avoid contact from the other drivers, and he will have the lead here on this next restart. 17 laps to go. 8 more remain. So lap traffic at this point should be no issue. We may not be getting into lap traffic here the rest of this race, but Aaron Pugh definitely has the advantage. He'll have the advantage on the restart. Grandstand admission passes will be available in the coming weeks. We'll keep you posted on that. Right now, we're going to keep you posted as to who's going to win this feature. Aaron Pugh really wants to get the job done, but Sheldon Hoogworth hasn't been to victory lane in a long time, and he really wants this one. Meanwhile, Dana Aikens going after Ryan Poole down on the inside part of the speedway. Here comes Dylan Evoy and Shane Pecor. They both started towards the back of the field and have worked their way up into the top 10. And right now with 7 laps left to go, Aaron Pugh starting to pull away. Just kind of saw this before in the rookie Sportsman division when he dominated the first 3 weeks. He is literally pulling away from Sheldon Hoogworth. Out to about 4 car lengths, the advantage down the back straightaway. Coming around this time, it'll be 5 laps left to go. 5 more remain. And Aaron Pugh looking strong up off the turn. Sheldon Hoogworth has cleared Ryan Poole from that 3rd spot. The 8A of Dana Eakins holds down 4th. John Mills is 5th. Pecor 6th. Dylan Evoy having it out with Kenny Polite for the 7th spot. Jessica Power right there behind these 2 drivers, sitting in the 9th position. And Chris Herbison, the 2-time track champion, rounds out the top 10. As we work in lap number 21 as they head down the backstretch. This young man dominated the rookie Sportsman class here earlier this year. Decided to make the jump up into the regular Sportsman class. And the way he has run tonight, it has definitely been a great decision as he has made his way into the front. Dylan Evoy with problems. He is slowed in turns 1 and 2. Problems with the Ogilvy's Auto and Fleet Napa Auto Parts 83. He is immediately headed pit side. Tough break for the man out of Brockville with 2 laps left to go. He is all over with in corner number 2. Evoy done for the night. Meanwhile, Aaron Pugh is going to come up off the turn and see the caution flag. My goodness. 1 lap shootout to the finish here. So yellow flag flies. And a tough break for Evoy. Not sure what the problem was. He came down the front stretch and he shut the car down immediately. So things are about to get interesting. As they say, business is about to pick up. Aaron Pugh looking to take home his first ever Sportsman win. In the regular division, I should say. He's won 3 times in the rookie class. But I know this would be extra special to him. Of course, he graduated from the karting ranks last year, picked up 2 wins in the stock light division. Top 5 in the point standings as well. Don't forget, rookie Sportsman feature set to come up next for 15 laps. Then the street stock feature to conclude the night. That is going to come up shortly. White and green out at the same time. Aaron Pugh trying to hold on and win this one. They hustle down into corners 1 and 2. Pugh with about a car length and a half on Sheldon Hoogworth. Down the back straightaway for the final time. Can the rookie get the job done? Home of the veteran, spoil the party. It's Aaron Pugh going to victory lane for the first time. Sheldon Hoogworth, Ryan Poole, Dana Dickinson, John Mills in that top 5 order, and we're going to victory lane with a very happy Aaron Pugh.
Racetrack. He did this twice down in the kart track last year. Did it 3 times in the rookie class. This one just must mean everything to you, man.
Oh yeah, it means a lot. I can't thank my sponsors enough, though. Napa Auto Parts, Valvoline, All Out Performance, NGK. I couldn't do without Tony Corcoran.
Yeah.
Couldn't happen without all you guys.
Now, you had a really great car all night. Of course, you got on in front, and you really had no problems until lap traffic came up, and then that late caution. What was going through your head there, bud?
I was a little irritated because I wanted to just keep going. I had good momentum, but we got a couple good restarts, and we held in there.
Well, great job, man. May this be many more to you, buddy. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, how about it one more time for Aaron Pugh? Set to go with the Rookie Sportsman feature go. We'll have the line up to you as we make the way up to the top side of the tower here. Set to go green, 15 laps is the distance. Bringing him off the turn, Josh Powers into the early race lead. The 4 of Jasmine David along with the 3 of Chris Backer right there in the 3rd spot. Field making their way, nicely grouped together up off of turn 4. Powers in command. The 4 of David right there behind him in spot number 2. Jasmine's been campaigning weekly at Mohawk in the regular Sportsman division. Had some great runs this year, competing against her sister Jenna each and every week. And Tristan Draper right there to the inside of Chris Backer to try to get away for position number 3, and he slides up to take that spot away. So Backer falling to 4th here in the early going. 3 laps are complete in this 15-lap event. Still Josh Powers with the advantage over the 4 of David. The 17 of Draper gets a little out of shape in turn 3, but it doesn't slow his pace down any. And he goes up to the 3rd spot. Jeremy Coulter and Jamie Young round out your field. And Powers still with the advantage coming up off the turn. We've got 5 laps complete this time by. Could be the opportunity once again for another first-time winners. He makes his way down into turns 3 and 4. David, a couple of second-place finishes to her credit. Track right now very, very quick. A lot of rubber being laid down by these sprint cars. And, of course, in the modifieds earlier on and the Sportsman division that just got done. A lot of right rear tires being blistered here tonight. And Jasmine David pushes way up the racetrack, almost loses it in front of Tristan Draper, but collects it back up. We stay under green. See a healthy little bump going on down there in corner number 1. We'll keep your eye on that one. Meanwhile, Josh Powers is making it look very easy out here, that 53. Look out, David with problems in turn 4, smacks the outside wall. And caution flag will wave here. Three great drivers and 2 great patrons of the sport. Thank you very much for the fans who voted online and got these 5 people in. Very well-deserved honors for sure. Green flag is back out. Josh Powers back into the lead. Tristan Draper has won twice in this rookie sportsman class. He wants his 3rd feature win of the season if he can get it done. Powers still a close second. Draper catches the bump down there in corner number 1, straightens it back out. We got 5 laps left to go, and Josh Powers, who's run here many times in the vintage division, looking for his first ever sportsman win as he comes up off the turn. 5 to go this time by, and here comes Draper right after him in turn 1. Had to get on the binders, though, as he got out of shape coming into the turn. Jasmine David also coming down the front stretch, still with problems in the 4, and she is headed pit side with her machine. Meanwhile, it's still Powers in command. Draper is right there with him, knocking on the back door. As they head down the back straightaway in a whole lot of hurry. Coming around, it'll be 3 to go this time by. And look out, 2 leaders almost come together as Jamie Young has spun it down in corner number 2. So this will bring the yellow flag back out. So ready to go. 3 laps to decide it. Good chance for a first-time winner. Tristan Draper wants to get his 3rd of the season. And right now, Chris Becker's starting to move into the picture as well here. 3 cars right there, nose to tail. Jeremy Coulter running in the 4th spot in the number 6. Meanwhile, here comes Draper digging down low on Powers for the lead. 2 laps left to go as Jamie Young's got a brand new right rear sneaker on his ride. He makes his way back out onto the speedway and spins it in turn number 4. And he's sitting right in the middle of the racetrack. Tristan Draper not able to see it. He's going to get the car woed up in time, though. A go. Tristan Draper looking for his 3rd win of the year. He is 2nd. Chris Backer has been running strong all year. Has not won yet in this rookie sportsman class, but he is 3rd. Jeremy Coulter, Jamie Young rounds out your top 5. Green flag flies. 2 laps to decide it. And I'll tell you what, Tristan Draper is right there with Powers. They've been into each other a couple of times. They've been nose to tail. Now they're going to try side by side down into turn 3. Draper with a big move down low takes the lead away in turn 4. Up off the turn, white flag being displayed, and Draper's pulling away. But Josh Powers not about to give up, though. Backer just about spins it. Jeremy Coulter, a great move to avoid him. Jamie Youngs goes 3 wide to move up into the 3rd spot, and Tristan Draper has won his 3rd race of the season in the rookie sportsman class. Josh Powers comes home 2nd. Jamie Young up to 3rd. Backer and Jeremy Coulter round out your top 5. So much like the man who is standing down in front that just won the sportsman race, Tristan Draper has now won 3 times. Kart ranks here last year. There he is out of the car. 3rd win of the season. How about it for the 17 of Tristan Draper? Street stocks ready to roll on out. Of course, I'd like to thank the good people from Tackenberry Construction for being on hand with us. And congratulations to George Tackenberry for being inducted.
Street stock feature in the number 88 is Selena Simser, followed by the 21 of her former teammate, Danny Mocky-Bob. Row 2 in the 17D is Derek Eaton, followed by the 22K of Steve Kearney. Row 3 is the B2 of Brock Collin, followed by the 22A of Alex Gagnon. Row 4 in the 66 is John Gifford, followed by the 57K of Kevin Fairley Jr. Row 5 is a 55 of Travis Andrews, followed by the 27A of Ryan Brown. And rounding out the field in the 7M is Perry Como. It works. Green flag is out of Simser and Mocky-Bob lead us to the green flag as it goes 3 wide as they come down the front stretch going into turn 2. Mocky-Bob has now jumped out into the lead with a battle for the 2nd position between Steve Kearney and Derek Eaton as something slows in Derek Eaton's car, and Brock Collin and John Gifford seem to fly straight up to the front as Brock Collin is now battling for that 3rd position with Derek Eaton as he comes down. And the 7M of Perry Como is now slid off the track, but he comes back on, and we still remain under the green flag. Danny Mocky-Bob still holding on strong over in the 1st position, over in turn 4. Alex Gagnon comes flying through the pack, coming out of turn 4, battling for the 3rd position as Brock Collin gets a little sideways, just missing the wall as he comes down the front stretch. Derek Eaton comes down the track a little bit, giving a little bump from Alex as they come down the back stretch. They are running 3rd and 4th. And Brock Collin looks to the outside of Alex, trying to make it 3 wide as they come into turn 4. But they come down, and Brock just gets the 4th position by a nose. Alex still looking to the inside of Derek as he gets a 3rd position, and Brock Collin now looks to the inside of Derek, battling for that 4th position. But Derek still holds on strong to the 4th position. After 4 laps, Danny Mocky-Bob is still our leader, followed by Steve Kearney, Alex Gagnon, Brock Collin, and Derek Eaton. And Perry Como is now spun over in turn 4, and he gets stuck in the mud a little bit as now traffic has just come around. The yellow is out.
And a good job for everybody to miss the 7 of Como. He's been having all sorts of handling problems with that car all night. There's been 7 different drivers to go to victory lane. Brock Cullen has not won yet this year either, so still good chance for a first-time winner.
Oh, Steve Kearney gets a little sideways as he nudges the wall coming down the front stretch. As they now come into turn 2. And Selena Simter is now slowed on the front stretch as she pulls into the infield, ending her night. After 6 laps, Danny Makibab is started later as Alex Ginong is now on the tail end of Steve Kearney looking for that second position, but Steve does not let up at all as he comes down the backstretch, but Alex just gets it as they're battling nose to nose as they come into turn 3 and turn 4. Steve's holding on strong as they bump coming down the front stretch, and Alex grabs that second position, but Steve is still riding there in the third position as Brock Collin gives him a little bump to get him a little far ahead of Kevin Fairley Jr. as they come into turn 3. And Steve Kearney gets a little too sideways as he comes out of turn 4, and Kevin Fairley Jr. has now grabbed the third position as they come into turn 1. After 8 laps, Danny Makibab is still your leader, followed by Alex Gagnon in second, who looks to the inside of Danny as they come into turn 4. Danny not letting up as he still drives going down the front stretch coming into turn 1. Alex still looking to the inside and grabs the lead as they come out of turn 2 and now heading down the backstretch. Kevin Fredley Jr. now is starting to look into the inside of Danny Makibab as they come into turn 4. But Danny's still holding on strong to that second position as Kevin has to settle for third. A big pack at the rear of the field as Ryan Brown and Perry Como get into it coming into turn 4, and there's a little bit of as Alex now enters lap traffic. Both the cars are slowing as they go down the front stretch, just hugging the inside wall. 4 laps to go as Alex Gangong is still your leader, followed by Kevin Fairley Jr., Danny Makibab, Steve Kearney, and Brock Collin rounding out the top 5. Alex gets a little bit sideways as he comes down the front stretch going into turn 1. And Alex Gangong has now gone off over in turn 2 along with Perry Como over in turn 4.
Well, Perry Como's way out of the ballpark over there.
He's now hit the fence.
And just before the yellow came out, our leader has gone off the speedway.
Green flag is out as Kevin leads the field to the green flag as there are 3 laps left. And there are heavy sparks coming out of Alex's car as he hits the wall. Oh, and he just spins over in turn 2, and Travis Andrews just misses him as he stops over the high side of turn 2. And the yellow and Kevin Fredley will lead the field to the yellow flag.
Wow. Alex Gagnon had quite an adventurous lap there. He got into Travis Andrews off of 4, and then in the midst of all that, got into the fence. And then that was pretty much the end of his day right there.
That kind of goes to show how being up front with 3 laps to go, you're not going to win every time.
So here, we'll see if Danny Makibab has anything for Federley.
Maybe. Kevin Fairley leads the field to the green flag as Brock Collin is now looking to the inside of Danny Makibab, hoping to grab his first win as they come into turn 2. As they are nose and nose, Danny Makibab seems to grab it as they touch a little bit coming down the backstretch. They're now nose and nose as they go into turn 3 and turn 4. With Kevin Fredley Jr. still our leader as we have 1 lap to go. Brock Collin has now grabbed that second spot, hoping to gain a little bit more ground on Kevin Fredley Jr. as Danny Makibab floats back in the third position with John Gifford and Steve Kearney. And Kevin Fredley Jr. will go on to win his second win of the season, followed by Brock Collin, Danny Makibab, John Gifford, and Steve Kearney, rounding out the top 5.
And another great race in the street stocks. And finally, we get ourselves a repeat winner. It took 8 races before we got it done, but had a talk with our now 2-time winner, Kevin Federley Jr. He says it's been tough here at Brockville as it is every season. He's just been top 5ing everybody to death here. And that's been one of the main reasons he has been at the top of the heat of this class.